round 12 of your square, and I'm not going to cut my yarn. I'm still continuing on with the same color. And the most important thing is that you start in any single crochet before a back post single crochet. And I will just chain 1 to get to the right height and make a single crochet into that stitch before the back post single crochet that we made. And we're now at the right position. You're going to skip this back post single crochet, and you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Skip this back post double crochet, a single crochet, sorry, and make a single crochet into the next single crochet. We're going to do that for the next 23 stitches. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Now we're at the same position as we were in the beginning. We're in the stitch before the back post single crochet, and again we'll chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Skip again that back post single crochet and make a single crochet into the next one. And of course again we're going to make 23 in total, and then again chain 3, skip the back post single crochet, and so forth. Showed you one complete repeat. As you can see, what we did here, we made corners. This is how you can look at it. It's the beginning of corners. So we're going to start squaring off our square. And these are the 2 corners that we have so far. Now you're going to make 4 corners in total, of course, because this is going to be a square. And continue all the way around and join into your first single crochet that you made. And then I will see you for round 13. Round 13. We're going to start with a standing single crochet. I have a new color yarn on my hook, and we're going to start in the 5th single crochet before the chain 3 space. So this is a chain 3 space, and this is the first stitch before it, the second, the third, the fourth. And we're starting in the 5th before a chain 3 space, and we make a single crochet in there. We're going to skip these 4 stitches before the chain 3 space, and we're going to make 14 trebles into the chain 3 space. So a treble was twice over, get into that chain 3 space, and then finish the treble. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, here, stitch up a little bit, 13, and number 14. Made a nice little shell. It's a little bit similar, of course, to what we already did before in the big middle square. And just take a moment to just count your stitches and make sure that you really have 14. So I'll just count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 trebles in there. Of course, after these all these trebles in the shell, you're going to need to attach it to something. And we're going to attach it to the fourth, we're going to attach to the fifth stitch after the shell. Of course, makes sense. It's the same as the other side. This is your first stitch. So you're skipping 4. This is your first stitch, the one that's a little bit hidden. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then attach your shell in number 5. Like this. This is what it should look like. After this, you are making another 14 single crochets. So it's going to be 15 in total. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now you should have 4 stitches left before the next chain 3 space, which is right. I have 4 stitches left, and I think you know what to do. You're going to make 14 trebles into that chain 3 space. I'm not going to do it again for you because I think you know how to do it by now. And do the same that I just showed you for every corner and every side. Just continue on until the end, until you get to this single crochet and attach with a slip stitch, and then I will see you for round 14. Round 14, I have a new color on my hook, and I will start with a standing double crochet into the 8th treble of any shell. So just count your stitches. This is the first treble, this is the second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is number 8. And in there you will make a standing double crochet. If you're starting with a new color yarn like me, of course, like this. And in that same stitch we're going to make another double crochet, a chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Like this. This is basically your first corner that you made. In the next 4 stitches we're going to make 4 single crochets. So this is your first one. Make a single crochet in there. 2, 3, and 4. A half double crochet into the next stitch. Like this. And a double crochet into the next. Now you're at the end of your shell. In the last skipped single crochet from round 12, these are the skip stitches, the ones that you didn't use for the shell, we're going to make a long double crochet. And as we remember, or might remember, it's just a double crochet with a bigger loop. That's the only real difference. get into that double crochet from the front, like this, pull up a loop and pull up your work to the height that you're in, and then just finish your double crochet as usual. So you get a little bit like a spike. That's what you're going for. Then we're going back to working into round 13. We're going to skip the first single crochet after the shell, which is this one. Just skip that first single crochet. Make a half double crochet into the next one. So make sure you start into the right stitch. This is your first one that you are going to skip, and in here you're going to make a half double crochet, and also in the next one. So 2 half double crochets, and in the next 10 stitches you're going to make a single crochet. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then, of course, like the other side, we're going to make 2 half double crochets, because we're going to mirror what we just did, into the next 2 stitches, and make a long double crochet into the first skipped single crochet from round 12 this time. Just look for that first skipped stitch, make a double crochet, a long double crochet in there, like this. Then we're going back to the shell. We're going to skip the first treble, which is basically that really big first loop. You're going to skip that one, and you're going to make a double crochet into the second treble, like this, and a half double in the next, like this. We're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the corner stitch we're going to again, of course, make 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. That is the complete repeat. I'll show you how it looks. This is what it's supposed to look like. I think you can do it. It's not very hard. You just need to keep an eye on the pattern. If necessary, just rewind this video. It's all quite basic, only you really need to remember when to make a single crochet, when to make a half double crochet, and when to make a double crochet. And then of course you also have the long double crochet, so just take care of those. Continue all the way around until you're at the end of this round, and as usual we're going to join with a slip stitch on your first double crochet, and then I will see you for round 15. Round 15, which is the last round of this little square, and I'm going to continue on with the same color yarn, and the pattern calls for a start in the corner, so I will just slip stitch my way to the corner. I'm now in the in the second double crochet before the corner, so I will just go into the first one before the corner and slip stitch into there like this, and slip stitch into the corner like this. It's a very easy way to almost seamlessly get to the right position, especially when it's only for a few stitches like this. And we're going to start with a half double crochet into any chain 1 space. So this is the chain 1 space that we're in, and instead of the half double crochet I'm just going to chain 2, of course, and make another chain 2, because we're making a half double crochet plus a chain 2. So chain 2 for the half double and a chain 2 for the chain space, and another half double crochet into that same space like this. So this is your first corner made. And now we're just going to make a half double crochet into the next 32 stitches. It's a very nice relaxing round. Just look for that first stitch, can be a little bit hidden. Just look for that right stitch, make a half double crochet, and just make half double crochets into every single stitch of this little square. And you should have, in the end, you should make 32 half double crochets for each side, and then you also have a half double crochet into the corner, of course. And just continue on this whole round with the half double crochets. Don't skip any stitch, don't make 2 in any stitch, just make a half double crochet in every single one of them, like this. And when you've done that, you are ready to start joining your squares. Of course, when you made the round of amount, for me that's 6 squares. When I've made my squares, I will come back to you and I will show you how to join them, and I will see you for that round in a moment. Welcome to the part where we will start joining our squares. As you can see, I have 2 in front of me, and we will start joining them by turning them first. You see how nice and pretty they are from the front. I'll show you the horror that's in the back, like this. Lots of tails. I didn't have time to work them away yet, and I really wanted to record this video, so I'm just going to do it like this. I'm sure you will forgive me, and I'm sure you recognize the dilemma I'm in. So what we're going to do is we're going to join these 2 squares together. I have a color yarn on my hook. Doesn't really matter which yarn you take, because in the end it's not going to really show this join. What we need to do, the reason I turned them like this is that we're going to work with the inside, with the right side inside. So this is the nice side, and these are going to be inside. So we're just going to place those 2 on top of each other like this, so that the corners match here and here. And we're going to start joining them like this, to start in this corner. We will start by making a slip stitch into the 2 corners. So you have the 2 corners here, just get your yarn through and make a slip stitch. This is a very, very basic basic join. It's not anything fancy, so it shouldn't take much time, it shouldn't be too hard on you. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all the outer loops only, which means that we're going to, let me just take any loop, take this outer loop, there's the second one, the inner loop, and this outer loop, which is also only the one that's outside. So I'm not taking this inner loop here, just working into these outer loops. And to align those first 2 half double crochets nicely, we're going to start into the loop that's not really a loop of a half double crochet. What I mean is, here it's the first, it's a loop of a double crochet. So this is the double crochet, and we're working into this loop first of all. So this is just a loop of the first half double crochet. But of the other one, this is not, you can see the loop of this half double crochet is here, this one. That's not the one that we're going to start in. We're going to start in the loop before it, which basically is the chain loop. It's not of the half double, but to align all those stitches nicely, this is a better way. So we're going to do it like this. Now I'll show you how to start joining. Just take that first loop, which is the outer loop of a chain 1 that's before the half double, and take the outer loop of the first half double, yarn through, make a slip stitch. We'll do the next one. Get your outer loop, look for the next outer loop, and slip stitch through. The next one and the next one and slip stitch through. And this is all you're going to do for joining. Just going to steadily on, look for those loops one by one, pick them up and make a slip stitch through all the outer loops. Now I'll show you one whole side, picking up those loops like this. And as you go on, you'll notice that you start recognizing the stitches easier and that you won't be searching for the right stitches much. So just keep on going and you'll find that it gets easier with the stitch. This. As you can see, I do the slip stitch in two movements. I find it easier than at once. Some people do it like this, but I just don't find it as easy, so I just do two movements in this little stitch. Just first of all get my loop and then I just pull it through like this. About halfway. I'll just finish so I can show you how to continue, how it's supposed to look. Yeah. Like this. As you can see, it's quite a relaxing job. You're not going to be attaching 100 squares or anything. Of course, the ones that are making a king size bed blanket need to make more. They make 20, but even then, the joining it's not disastrous. You're just joining from one side. You're not joining from all the sides, so it's really quite overseeable, and especially people who are just making the lapgan or the single bed blanket like I am. It's really a relaxing little job. It shouldn't take you too long to do it. As I said, as you continue, you will notice how easy it gets and how easy it is to look for the right stitches. As you can see, I'm almost to the other side. I am at the other side. I finished my my side, and in the end we're going to do the same like we did before. Just get that loop from the chain space like this, and here as well make another slip stitch, and in the corner space make another slip stitch like this. I'll show you the back of my work first. This is what the back should look like. You can see a nice little slip stitch braid. When we turn our work, it looks like this. If you pull them apart a little bit, you can see the stitches, the slip stitches, and you have a nice little loop in the corner, and that loop is really quite nice. Makes it look quite distinguished, I can say. And you can see every stitch aligns up nicely, and you don't really see the join. I pulled it apart a little bit, but normally you will not really notice the join. So this brings us to the end of part 5. Just join all your squares, and I will see you for part 6.